What's up, guys? This is episode 4. It's already ready already. Today we have a very special guest. This gentleman is the first guest on It's Already Ready Already. Forget about it.
Already. Forget about it.
Yeah. One of my closest personal friends. This man gave me my name. DNA learned under his tutelage. He was in jail with Beanie Sigel and Reese Rolex. He recorded the most iconic jail freestyle of all time. He's been on stage with Nas.
Joey.
Yes.
Joey, you did.
Well, producer, but you recorded the bars.
You made it happen, Joey. I would have never been able to record from jail unless you did it.
We got a special shout out to Cousin Debo.
Yeah,
he's been on stage with Nas, Jay-Z, Rockefeller Records. He was in a Hollywood studio with Will Smith and Charlie Mack. He was also in studios with Slick Rick, Gilly the Kid, Chicky Changalini, and he was dubbed the Gangster Kid Rock by DMC from Run DMC. He also recorded some of his best work in my mother's basement. Shout out to Good Money Records.
Good Money Records. Yeah.
He's the star of Philly Turnstiles Volume 3.
Shout out to Mama Massi.
Yeah, Mrs. Massi.
That's my favorite woman in the world.
She's gonna love this when she sees it.
Can I tell a story about Mama Massi?
Yeah, we have a whole section about the basement. She's gonna love it.
No. When she jumped out the truck, she was driving down the street, and I was hugging, I think, Sandman and a couple black cats that I used to rap with. And Mama Massi thought they were jumping me.
She thought you were getting jumped. That's a classic. Yeah.
And she thought they were jumping me. So she got out the truck with a bat.
Like this little old Italian lady was going to help you fight these guys.
Yo, ever since, bro.
Hold on. Let's get through the intro.
Yo, Mama Massi is the truth, bro.
Yeah.
She's a gangster, 100%.
My mom is our biggest fan. She's going to love this.
I love her. I love her to death.
Starred in Philly Turnstiles Volume 3, hosted by DJ Rebel. He's done songs with the Il Ragazzi Mafia, Journalist, RJ Payne, Major Figures, DNA, Kiki, the list goes on. He's done mixtapes with RJ Payne and an EP with Journalist called Sammy and Dean, which is a great name, by the way. He created one of my absolute top 5 most favorite songs of all time, God, Music, and Me. He made one of Philly's most classic mixtapes produced by Big Jack from New York Clips, where he taught us how to rob an industry hipster. Ladies and gentlemen, he's the son of a gangster, Phil motherfucking Easy himself, a.k.a. Big City Philadelphia. What's going on, cuz?
It's already ready already, but you knew that. Mr. Boom Bap, like shares, page views by the thousands. Joseph E. Bags, he's bringing back nostalgia.
Let's start at the very beginning. Where did you begin rapping from? Where did you create your first rap? How did you get interested?
I'll tell you exactly, Joey Bags. You ready for this?
I'm ready. I've been ready. It's already ready already. Let's go.
It's already ready already. Forget about it. So listen, how I was introduced to rap music. Are you ready for this shit? I'm from Southwest Philadelphia. I'm born and raised Southwest
in the house. Yes, sir.
SWP, baby, all day long. So I'm living on Lindbergh Boulevard, 65th and Lindbergh in the hood. And my mom and my stepdad, they wanna fuck. Can I say that on a podcast?
Yes, of course.
Okay. So they didn't want to fuck. So they just tell me, go the fuck outside and go knock on somebody's door and ask them if they have a son or that you can play with and be a friend with.
Yeah.
You go make friends.
Get out of here, kid. You're bothering me. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm like 6 years old, bro.
Yeah.
So anyway, I go knock on the first door. I say, this is shit you don't do.
At 6 years old, this would never fly today in 2026. No.
You're asking your kid to end up on Epstein's Island.
Pop Dukes is trying to smash, and he gave you the boot at 6.
Yeah, no. Parent, bro, and I had fucked up parents, so they were fucked up, and they were like, "Go outside and ask for somebody to play with." So I went and knocked on the first door I found. Boom, 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 and this black lady answers the door, and she says, "Yeah, I have a son your age named Jack." So my mom nicknamed him Black Jack, and he was my first friend.
That's such an Italian thing. Go play with Black Jack.
Right. The name Jack comes back later on in life. But anyway, my very first friend that I ever made in my life was Black Jack. Okay? This is in 65th and Lindbergh on Lindbergh Apartments on Lindbergh Boulevard and in Southwest Philadelphia. So for the very first door I knock on, she even made me spaghetti. You know what I mean? She tried to make like spaghetti because she knew I was a guy. You know what I mean? And she did her best, and it was okay. And I'll tell you what, later on in life, Woodgie, if we get back to Woodgie, Woodgie was fucking a ton of broads, and he had hot bitches and shit. Fucking Woodgie was doing his thing. And he had this one black girl, man, made me some spaghetti with fucking Creole and like crawfish. This shit was Southern Bayou fucking, I don't know, bro, but it was good. It
Like
was
a gumbo with spaghetti?
It was like gumbo spaghetti, cuz. It was crazy. She put like Creole shrimp and shit in it. It was
That's
I was
some French shit.
I was actually impressed. It was not crock pot. Fuck a crock pot. This shit did not come from a crock pot. This came from a black pot. And this woman put her fucking foot in it, as they say in the black world. So Woodgie brought me to her house and got me fed and everything, and she made us dinner and shit. But let's go back to now. Let's go back to Jack.
So Black Jack, did he rap?
Well, okay, here's the thing, Joey. This is 1986, 85. I'm 6 or 7 years old.
I was 3, 4 years
Yeah,
old.
you know what I'm saying? So, like, this is when rap first hit the fucking ground by storm.
Right.
So, Jack...
That's an important piece. Okay, it wasn't like...
It
wasn't like you were in the mid-90s and it was already...
Joey, this is the original cult. This is where...
That's an important piece of the story, yep.
So, Jack said, this is how new rap was, okay? This is the original rap shit, bro. This is why it's so important. Jack turns to me as we become best friends. You know, I'm eating dinner. His mom's making me spaghetti. He's coming over my house. He's eating spaghetti and meatballs, Mazda beach with the Saldo bean sauce and the caldo da. You know what I'm saying? With the five rolling beans. Don't forget, just not me. I can't say this shit. So anyway, so you can...
He's fluent in Italian, by the way, ladies and gentlemen.
By the way, now he's already...
Yeah. It's already ready already.
So we actually... I'm getting that later. So Jack says to me, this is how new rap was. He says, have you ever heard of rap yet? And I said, what's rap? And he was like, and he started beatboxing. He started beatboxing.
Was he good at it?
Hell yeah, he was good at it.
That's awesome.
Shit, that sounds dope, bro. You know what I mean? So, like, I was like, damn it, that's hot, bro. Like, yeah, I want to know about rap music. You know what I mean? That sounds cool as shit. So that formed into moving on in my life. So I'm 6 years old at this time. And now by the time I have a stepdad, I meet him around 9 years old. He comes out of jail, you know what I mean? And my mom, and they get a big house on Elmwood Avenue in Southwest Philadelphia, 72nd Elmwood. Okay? So now my older stepbrother, rest in peace, God bless him. I loved him with all my heart. He was a good man, a young man. And he meant well with all his intentions, but he just had a fucked up life. And rest in peace, I love him to death. You know what I mean? He was a big brother to me, you know?
Give us his name. Tell everybody his name.
I thought his names are June and Michael. His dad, my stepdad, was like a Christian devotee and went to India and everything. Arjuna takes me to smoke my first weed, and I'm cracking up hysterical, laughing. So he took me out to smoke with him and his buddies, and I smoked weed for the first time. I'm 9 years old. I'm blazed, bro. I'm lit. I'm laughing. I'm cracking up. I think it's a blast.
So connect the dots between Big Jack and your stepbrother and the beginning of your rap career, not rap in general.
So the introduction to rap music itself came from Black Jack.
Okay.
Which was my first friend. Me and Jack went to session place together. We spent birthdays together. And that was my first friend ever, man. A black kid.
Do you still talk to him to this day?
No, I lost track of him, man. You know what I mean?
We're gonna find him. We're gonna find Big Jack.
He's not Big Jack. Big Jack is Big Jack Zelig. That's
Black Jack and Big Jack, two different people. I meant no disrespect to the Jew.
Yeah, no, the golden Jew, as you call him. So it's like Black Jack was my first friend, and then Big Jack was like my last friend. You know what I mean? So it's kind of crazy. So it came full circle with the Jack. Man.
That's cool. Bookends.
But anyway, so Jack introduced me to rap, and then Big Jack fucking made my videos and everything and all my production and all. So
Jack put you at your highest. No, but we did good music, but Jack put you at your highest level. Jack is responsible for all that.
Jack is responsible
for
the
video, the one video. Come on, the one video is iconic. Poop said we have to talk about the one video or he'll fucking kill me.
What Jack did in the one video is not only iconic, it's fucking poetic. It's amazing.
Your body moves with the DJ scratches and shit.
Yeah. He's got a guy scraping cheesesteaks with the DJ scratching.
To the Primo
scratches. Making ice cones. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And this goes from Philly to New York City and like everybody's hustle, no matter who you are, and it plays along with the song perfectly. Like I'm the one. I do what I do. I hustle every day of the week. How about you? Big city.
Yeah.
I think I'm more bricks.
It was a great. And I remember like, cause he would show us the progression, right? Like, hey, check out this drift, check out this drift. And I remember the one time when he was like, I got to add scratches he had somebody like a DJ add scratches into the record. And then he was like, what I'm going to do with the scratches visually, like, that's what I'm saying. Like, you can't.
So Jack was a fucking genius, bro. Jack was a genius in his own right, and still is, bro. So yeah.
So you get introduced to rap, you fall in love with it.
Yeah. But Arjuna, going back to Arjuna, he was in the heavy metal. He would rock fucking like jean jackets with the patches. And he was in that Guns N' Roses shit. And I just told him, I'm like, bro, be honest, bro. I don't like this music. I don't like it. I'm not into it. So he's like, you know what? I know what you're gonna like. You know what he did?
What?
He gave me Slick Rick tape. He gave me the first cassette tape of my entire life, the first introduction to a real rap album ever in my life, but it was a cassette tape, and it had the pink letters on it, printed in ink, pink lettering. Slick Rick the Ruler is back. Yeah. And
that's
I remember
awesome.
Yeah, dude, I'm like 9 years old.
He was so cocky on that album, and like he was shitting on the world. Like he was so. That's such a great way to get introduced, cuz.
Bro, when Charlie Mack and Will Smith flew me out to Cali, I went in the studio and freestyle rap. I freestyled because back then I didn't write nothing.
Right.
Never did. I didn't write nothing. So they throw me in the studio because they heard about me through another guy, Mike Pacitti. Mike Pacitti was a tow truck driver who showed up at the wreck site of Manny's daughter, took his Benz and crashed it. Manny was the producer for Overbrook Records, Will Smith label. Okay? So his daughter smashed the Benz. Mike Pacitti was married to my girlfriend at the time's girlfriend. And he told Manny and Charlie Mack, yo, there's this.
You gotta check this kid out.
Yeah, it was like, there's an Italian kid from Southwest Philly that can rap fucking better than any dude in the game right now. You know what I mean? And they were like, get the fuck out of here. Because back then, it was 99.
No Guineas were in the game. Guineas weren't in the game. White people weren't in the game that much.
There was not a Guinea in the game, dude. Eminem just surfaced. This is 1999.
Yeah.
Eminem. And so they brought me to Interscope Records. Well, let me explain first. So they bring me in the studio, and it's summertime. It's about.
So wait, what's the phone call? How do you get the phone call? Do you get a phone call from Charlie? Does Mike bring you to them? How do you meet them for the first time?
Mike brings me to Manny.
Okay.
Manny's the producer of, at the time, was Beat
for Overbrook Records. Yeah.
Overbrook Records, and Beat Brokers was the name of the production team.
Like how Puffy had the Hitman, Overbrook had the Beat Brokers.
Beat Brokers, yeah. Okay. So they come up with this beat for me called Little Italy. And I say, it's 78, and I'm pushing the heaviest weight. Cause I feel more most
ready to break.
My enemies hate, and they're befriending me fake.
I'm looking death in the face. Yeah.
I'm looking death in the face. So I'm having to wait. The devil can wait before he tries to
bury my face.
I'm trying to see my son fall before you bury my face. Ready to waste every dude. What I say? Anyway, you know what I'm saying.
We'll get into that later. Yeah, we got a whole.
So now at this point in my time, in my life, that was the first song I ever wrote, full-length song with hooks and everything else. At this point in my life, all I did was write, and I freestyled everything. I never wrote nothing down. You know what I'm saying?
So 78, and I'm pushing the heaviest weight, rapping from the perspective of your actual biological father was the first song you ever wrote. That makes it so much more special.
Yeah, bro. I cried writing the song, bro. Tears came down my face writing the song. I finished this last verse on the way to the
it's just you and Manny in the studio at this point? You're writing in the studio?
No.
Or you took it home?
When they hear me freestyle, okay, you ready for this? You're real shit. I'm not lying.
It's already ready. Yeah.
It's already ready already.
Please tell me.
I go into the studio on the strength of Mike Pacitti, a tow truck driver, who tells Manny about me, who his daughter smashed his car. You know, that they meet, they cross paths. And he's like, yo, there's this Italian kid who could rap better than anybody in the game right now. So he brings me to Man's studio. They just throw me in the fucking booth and put a beat on. and I just freestyle, because I didn't write none back then. I didn't write ever in my life. My first rap I ever wrote was on the toilet with no book, no pen, no nothing. The only reason I even started writing raps at all was I saw all the black kids I grew up with had notebooks and shit. They'd be scribbling and shit. And I was like, that looks kind of cool.
Yeah.
I was like,
Can I get in? Can I be a part of that? Yeah.
Yeah, I was like, I want a notebook. I want to fucking scribble that shit.
Can I roll with y'all? Can I hang with y'all? Can I be down with y'all?
But no, bro, I had a gift. I had such a gift. I fucked up when I picked up a notebook and a pen. I lost.
Yeah, you're great.
Took away from the natural gift God gave me, because I used to just write lyrics.
I don't know, because it's pretty good both ways, because I wouldn't count yourself out.
Nah, bro. If it's up to me, I'd have stayed the way I was. I would have never.
Italian Wheezy right now.
Yeah, Italian Wheezy, bro. 100% Wheezy on right. Yeah. You know what I mean? I was like that, dude. I don't even think.
But the rumor is everything's a freestyle too. Not Jay doesn't write, but Jay he pre-memorizes it in his head, right? Wheezy, you freestyle for them in the booth, and I'm assuming you tear it down and they fall in love.
Yo, Bags, I go in there, I just freestyle. And they're like, this motherfucker's the next Eminem. Get him to fucking Cali. They fly Charlie Mack, which is Will Smith's producer. I'm sorry, Will Smith's manager and the owner of Overbrook Records that Will Smith signed to. Charlie Mack. I don't even know who Charlie Mack is. When they tell me Charlie Mack.
Now, but not at that time.
I do now, but not at the time, dude. I didn't know Charlie Mack was Will Smith's manager and the owner of Overbrook Records. I didn't even know the whole time I was with him who he was. So they were like, yo, we're calling Charlie Mack, and Charlie Mack's going to be here tomorrow. Can you come back to the studio and rap for Charlie Mack tomorrow?
You're still in Overbrook at this point.
I'm nobody yet. I'm just a rapper.
No. I'm saying you guys are physically located in Overbrook. You haven't gone to California yet.
We're in South Philadelphia.
Right. Okay. Yeah.
It's in South Philly. Overbrook is Overbrook. You know what I mean? But this is happening in all this car crash and tow truck shit in the studio. It's all down South Philly.
All South Philly. Okay.
All South Philly. Just like 16 bars, South Philly. Everything was down South Philly. So it might have been West Philly, beyond.
I'm saying Overbrook studio wasn't in Overbrook.
It may have been, actually, to be honest.
Yeah, you're crazy.
I think it might have been in West Philly, actually.
Yeah.
I think
Philadelphia, born and raised.
I think it might have been in West Philly, yeah. I think it might have been in West
Philly. But
I'm
saying Charlie met you in West Philly. This was not a California situation.
Either way you look at it, I don't remember if I know that the shit with 16 bar studio, and I know Mike Pacitti and the tow truck company was all South Philly. So it makes me think that Charlie Mack and the Manny was in South Philly, but I think it might have been West Philly, actually.
Okay.
So anyway.
So Charlie comes to see you now.
But Charlie hears about me. He flies back from California to come meet me at the studio. That's how fucking dope.
Manny vouched for you.
Yes. Manny is the team. He's the producer. He makes all the beats. He runs beat brokers. He runs the company as far as music goes. Okay. Like Charlie Mack runs the company as far as, a CEO type shit.
Owner. Yeah.
But Manny runs the shit music wise. And Manny hears me freestyle and he calls Charlie Mack and says, yo, we got the next Eminem right here. We want him to battle Eminem. Like, he's going to be the best. He's going to kill him. You know what I mean? So, and that's not a pride thing. I don't personally think I can fuck with Eminem at all. You know what I mean? But maybe on a street level.
And you have to remember, though, from Manny's perspective, Hi, My Name Is Eminem is very different than Rap God Eminem, right? Like, progressed major in his career.
The difference between me and Eminem is I actually sold drugs. I actually fucking been in gunfights and fucking been to prison, been to jail from the fucking hood, bro. Like, way different than Eminem, bro. Like,
100%.
That dude really,
I just think that they wanted to capitalize on the white guy versus white guy situation, but there's no comparison between the two.
They brought me full mini count. So anyway, let's go back. All right, so let's dial back.
So Charlie walks in. What do you spit for Charlie?
Okay, you ready?
Yes.
Charlie Mack, I'm wearing a white beater. It's summertime. I got a white beater on. I just got this tattoo, Italian Stallion, on my right there, which my oldest son got when he turned 18. I took him to get the same tattoo. So that's our brand. That's our fucking company brand. So Charlie Mack looks at me. It's how smart Charlie Mack is. Very intelligent man. Very intelligent man. Very creative, very intelligent. Just like you. Just like me. You know. And he looks at me and he says, "Who is he? Your name is Iz. You're yellow legal pad. Okay? As I'm in the studio recording, like rapping, freestyle, you listening?
Yeah, I'm listening.
Outside,
of course.
he's sitting outside right there, right outside the booth window, outside the rap booth, and he's got a yellow legal pad. He's writing shit down. I don't know what the fuck he's writing. I come out the studio, I come out the booth, and he's like, "Yo, your name is Iz." I was like, "What does that mean?" He's like, "Italian stallion." And we're gonna make you wear a hood. And they're gonna say, "Who is he?" We're gonna put logos and posters up, billboard. Who is he?
Who is he? That's awesome.
And all they're gonna hear is your raps, and nobody's gonna even know that you're white.
Yeah.
Which they didn't, bro. If you hear me rap,
you can't tell. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, my own little brother thought when he heard Kanye Through the Wire, he thought that was me on the radio.
Vinny?
Yeah, Vinny, my little brother Vinny. He thought that was me because I mumble. I mumble when I talk. I mumble when I rap a little bit. And I don't do mumble rap, but I just mumble when we speak. Like the Esposito family, we just mumble.
You don't articulate everything.
Yeah,
exactly perfect.
Say like, spit the marbles out your mouth. You know what
Everybody in South Philly mumbles a little bit though when
That's
they
what
talk.
I mean. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. It's the South Philly fucking lingo, bro.
It is.
So like, it's just how we talk.
Was a crazy mumbler, for the last like 10 years of his life.
Who?
My dad he mumbled crazy. Yeah, he was crazy.
It's the South Philly thing, you know what I'm saying? We just mumble. So my whole family, the Espositos, don't mumble. We just mumble. Well, my stepdad always picked on me about it. It was like, spit the marbles out your mouth, marble mouth. Like, I don't know why. I guess I mumbled worse than Richie, I mumbled, of course, mumbled worse than his kids who were raised in fucking farms and shit like that. But anyway, so where are we at?
Oh, who is he? Posters are getting made.
So Charlie Mack, by the time I get out the booth, Charlie Mack got the yellow pad. He's right. Who is he? We're going to have you wearing a hoodie. We're going to play your music. And we're going to say, who is he? Billboards everywhere. Posters everywhere. And then they're going to find out you're fucking white, you're Italian, whatever. I mean, and it's going to blow people's minds because nobody could tell. You know what I mean? Even when I was on the radio in Vegas, after doing How to Rob an Industry Hipster, they didn't know I was white.
Right.
You been listening to the whole coverage. They thought I was black.
The two sisters podcast. I remember that.
Two sisters podcast and the dude. You know what I mean? It was a dude or two dudes. They actually had a white dude too. White dude, black dude, and two black girls, two black sisters. And none of them knew I was white. They didn't think I was white.
So,
you know
how do you go from the who is he concept with Charlie to meeting Will?
Charlie Mack, okay, let's say it's Wednesday.
Okay.
The first day, I'm in the booth with Manny. Manny calls Charlie Mack. Charlie Mack flies out to meet me Thursday. Charlie Mack says, I'm flying you out tomorrow to Jada Pinkett's birthday party on a Friday.
Get the
in
fuck
Universal.
out of here.
Swear to God, dude. Universal Studios Hollywood. It's not even exaggerating.
No, I'm saying this is fantastic. I didn't know the first time you met Will was at Jada's party.
Yeah.
That's fantastic.
Like, be honest, Joey, like me and Will, there's not a lot of interaction at all with me and Will.
Yeah.
We didn't click at all.
Some people say that, yeah.
Charlie Mack, me and him were fucking homies, bro. Like, he fucking made me, he wanted to be my manager and he asked me. I didn't know who he was, Joey. I didn't know who he was. You know, I didn't know he was Will Smith's manager and the owner of Overbrook Records and shit. You know what I mean? And he was like, yo, why don't you let me be your manager? And he would make me ride with him shotgun. You know what I mean? And then when we got to Jada Pinkett's birthday party, Universal Studios Hollywood, he walks me in VIP, puts me in front of every black person in Hollywood you ever seen in your life. Eddie Murphy, fucking Steve Harvey, Cedric the Entertainer, white John B. Anybody?
Did you spit for Eddie Murphy?
Eddie Murphy was there, but Eddie Murphy was tweaked out, bro. I ain't gonna lie. Eddie Murphy was high as a kite, bro. He was high as a kite. Steve Harvey came up to me. He's like, "You one of them little rapping ass niggas, ain't you?"
Nice.
And I just started laughing.
Steve Harvey's got the best fucking shape up in the fucking before when he had hair.
Yeah. So Nas was there. I shook Nas' hand, man. I gave so.
I always said your early stuff was Italian Nas.
Yo, Nas shape. Nas was my like Slick Rick was the first rapper I ever listened to, but Nas was my biggest influence, bro.
Shaped you, yeah, for sure.
You know, most mad flow habit just like a dope addict. That's why I'm
probably so dope addict.
Dope man. Squeeze trigger just like so fast, living in the fast lane like it ain't no traffic.
Just swerving on from Henny and Bourbon.
Switzerland with a brother's blood red
Chevy Suburban, tinted out. Bad bitch, I gotta twist it out.
I'm about to twist it out, take it to a sister house, then bust a sister out. After the pimp about, what y'all call that? Man, we better click about where y'all dogs at. We were flipping bricks about where y'all raw at. Talking what we living about. Pop, spinach route. Greasy. Olive oil dripping on my yayo
greasy.
Better like this crystal. Boogie night.
Like coke like 70 and disco. Steady getting this flow.
Check it. Did I fit though? Do it to the rap game. Getting me with
Jitto, laundry money. Hood money's good money, but ain't balling money.
Yeah, good money. Good money, but ain't balling money. Man, I gotta get that
Florida money. Where it's warmer money.
You can connect across the border.
Border money. Speedboat drop keys in the water money. Time release like OCs. I'ma be on boat skis. Fly by, pick them up. Blowing like a cold breeze. Dog be some OGs. Move like Teflon. 30-pound vest on. Gun in my left palm. Trigger squeeze southpaw. Shoot you in your face pop. Free up in your mouth hole. And it's just in case you racking like a mouse hole. I can't afford it. No damn informants. No badge.
No badge. Next time y'all get the
sawed off of Mawson. I ain't even talking. Shoot first, question last, white boy. And I got a ghetto pass and a flash drive by as a class. Been so fast. Buck shots out the sunroof, detective blast. He's good. You could check those stats. He's never cracked.
Tell the feds out, tell them
Jack, down for some serious shit. Slap $1 million bills on me. I've been in and out of jail, homie. And I've been in a lot of cells, homie. Only reason I'm here is I ain't snitching, I ain't tell, homie. They snitches want to tell on me. You ring your bells like L, homie. And I ain't frontin' like Pharrell, homie. Yeah, trust me, I'm Pharrell, homie. You got done a couple shows on me. Name on them. Tell me where you want to take all them. How about I put them in your face so you can taste all them?
You rat bastard, crack
addict, damn faggot. Fuck you. That's a classic, cuz.
Fucking classic.
Italian house.
I know that on a pizza box, bro.
Yeah, that's a fucking classic.
Cornerstone Pizza, apartment E6.
E6. We got a whole E6 segment we're gonna get into. So
yeah,
you're at the party. I'm assuming you get introduced to Will. Where do you go from there?
But first, I get brought to Jada Pinkett. And I walk in with Kobe Bryant's sister, and I just put my arm around her and act like she's my girl, which is fucking crazy. Like, I knew at this point, here I go, bro. I'm put on stage. It's time to put on charm. It's showtime. Showtime. You know what I mean?
Got to give him the Johnny Fontaine, the olive oil voice and the guinea charm. Yeah.
I had to do it, bro. I had to do it. So I grabbed Kobe by his sister, bro. I put her into my fucking left arm. I walk in. I rub Jada Pinkett's belly. I say, God bless you, the baby. Hope everything goes well.
This is Willow or the son? She was pregnant?
Karate Kid, bro.
Karate Kid. Nice.
Yeah. This is like 99. This is August of 99. My firstborn son was just born. And Jaden Smith, Karate Kid or whatever. Yeah, I think that's his name. He was the one in the womb. And he was born like August, September, I would imagine. Because this was in August, I believe.
You wish her a happy birthday.
Yeah. And I rub her belly. And I say, God bless. God bless the baby. God bless you. That's what I say. Yeah. Then I go in the party, bro. Nas is in there, bro. Slick Rick is in there, bro. I checked in the hotel with Slick Rick at Universal Studios Hollywood. Me and Slick Rick, the first rapper I ever listened to, are checking in the hotel together.
I have a picture of you in the middle of Will and Slick hugging them. Yeah.
Yeah. And then there's a picture of me, Slick Rick, and Big Daddy Kane.
Yes. Yeah.
And then me and Slick Rick were on the bowling team together the next day. They did next day we had this bowling party and we were on the team together. Me and Slick Rick were on the team together.
Are you spitting for these? Are you freestyling for these guys the whole time?
Yeah.
That's unbelievable.
I'm just dropping bars, bro. I'm on stage with Nas and everybody, you know what I'm saying? And it was fucking great. I don't know where all them pictures went. There's some pictures that survived.
I'm trying to post them up now.
Yeah, so there's me, Slick Rick, Big Daddy Kane together. That's one famous one. There's me, Will Smith. And then there's me and Charlie Mack, you know. But like me and Charlie Mack were real close, you know what I mean? He was there from the beginning to the end. And the only reason I had to let go of that record deal was I got locked up for attempted murder. So I don't really want to talk about that too much. But like, what happened.
I got
But,
pictures with Charlie Mack. We got pictures with Will Smith
yeah.
and the wife beater, like you said.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Pictures with Big Daddy Kane
Yeah.
and Slick Rick.
Yeah.
Pictures with Sigel in the clink.
Yeah. Sigel in the squad, bro. Yeah.
Damn.
That's a whole another story, man. Siegel's the shit, man. I love that man. Yo,
So
he's the greatest live rapper I've ever heard in my entire life.
oh my God, because when we went to the Hard Knock Life tour, and
wait, you went too?
me, Rebel, we were in the front row. I made it to the DVD.
Wait, time out. Did you go to the Camden one?
Yes.
I was there.
No way.
Swear to God.
We didn't know you back then.
No, you didn't. That's what I'm saying. This is like 99. My son was just about to be born.
I'm in the front row. Me,
my
Rebel.
son was 6 months pregnant with my firstborn son.
Oh my God. Me, Rebel, Vinny, and I forget who. I feel like there were 4 people there. Me, Rebel, Vinny, and one other person. We get front row tickets.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Jay starts spitting friend or foe. I'm spitting it.
Max killed it better than anybody, though.
Yeah. Well, Jay tells a story about that. Hold on one second. So he's spitting friend or foe, and I'm in the front row rapping it with him, and he points to me, and the camera moves over to me, and I made like 3 seconds of the DVD. Yeah.
You want my story?
Yeah. So where were you located? Man,
I wasn't in the front row because I had a 6-month pregnant woman, my first baby mom.
She was with you?
Yes. Her
brother. No, I mean with you at the concert.
Yes. 6 months pregnant.
God, that's fantastic.
In the hood, in Camden, I got a 6-month pregnant white girl and her brother with me. Her brother bought me and her tickets because it was around my birthday. It was like March 13th. My birthday's March 16th. So he bought us tickets to this concert, the Hard Knock Life Tour in Camden. And I got a 6-month white girl pregnant with my firstborn son that I got to worry about and protect. And now I'm no racist shit. Just some realist shit, bro. We're in the hood, bro. And we're not.
No, there's definitely a bodyguard element to bringing your girl to a place like that, for sure.
Check out what happened. DMX comes out the fucking parking lot, bro, in a blacked out Yukon Denali or some shit, or GMC, some shit, whatever. It was a big ass black truck, tinted out to death.
Yeah.
He comes out with his wife and kids and shit, right? Pulls out the parking lot, boom. Pulls up to me, rolls the window down, gives me a fucking handshake like a real man, bro. Man to man, fingers to fingers. And then he rolled the window back up and drove off. And
that's so fucking X. That's so X, cuz.
Bro.
That's
why would
so
you
X.
lie, X? Like, why did you pick me, dude?
Yeah,
it was like a spiritual thing.
You look like a real one.
Bro. It's like, yo, listen, me and X both love Jesus Christ. We both love Jesus Christ. And I think that's what he's seeing, bro. I think that was the connection.
That's amazing.
That's what made DMX roll the window down with me and shake my hand and then take off. And every black dude there wanted to jump me, dude.
Jealous. They were jealous. But Jay says he got a little jealous of him too, because he said like, and we were there, but like,
yeah, Jay, I heard what Jay said. Jay's like, nobody fucking lit it up like X.
No.
And it's true. Everybody was waiting for X. Fuck Jay-Z at the time. Like, Jay-Z's dope, but like DMX, bro, I lived
not performing live. X murdered everybody.
All right, here's another part of my life you don't really know about. I grew up in Atlantic City for a little while. Atlantic City's 100% black city. It's thugged out. The only reason I even made it in that city was I could fight and I could rap. And so I got respect one way or another. You know what I'm saying? So like, I wound up with a crew, shout out to Baby J and James Lark, Bobby Lark, Ronnie Lark, the boys. You know what I mean? From back Bungalow Park. And shout out to my girl Brandy, my black baby girl. You know what I mean? My first black girl. You know what I mean? Whoa. She was dope, bro. Big ass titty, bro. Anyway, so I was down. Like, I was cool, bro, because I could rap, I could scrap. You know what I mean? So I can't shoot ball.
Yeah.
Like football, though, but I don't got a jump shot. But I could rap and I could scrap, and I was pretty dope. You know what I mean? I was handsome and dapper and all that shit. So it was cool. So I fit in, when the fucking gangsters in the hood and projects, back Bungalow Park. If anybody knows Atlantic City, Bungalow Park, and Baby J, you know what I mean? And they heard me rap. And I remember when we all first heard Eminem, it was me and them together. We were in the projects together, you know what I mean? Back Bungalow and shit. And, and we heard Eminem. The black dude started to down with you.
Hi, my name is what? Yeah, it sounds.
He was a fucking alien. And the way he presented himself with, hi, my name is, chicka, chicka, chicka.
It took a while to sink in.
Blonde hair, blue eye, fucking, or what's in blue eyes or brown eyes? I don't know. Whatever he is.
I don't know. But it took a while to sink in, for sure.
Joey, the first time I ever seen Eminem, it was like, I remember.
Was the video, the Hi, My Name Is video. That's the first time I saw
it was that video. But I think for some reason in my memory, I remember the Twin Towers getting knocked down, and then right after that, seeing Eminem for the first time.
You mean in person?
I could be wrong. I don't know if my memory's fucked up.
No, because Shady Records was 80 seconds away from the towers. Those cowards fuck with the wrong building. They meant to hit ours. He was with, what I'm saying is he was with that's Patiently Waiting, or 50 Cent's album. That was way after Hi, My Name Is. So it had to be Hi, My Name Is.
That's what I'm talking about. Hi, My Name Is.
Oh, yeah,
That's the first time I seen Eminem. First time I seen Eminem was Hi, My Name Is. And I didn't know if it was a prank. And I was like, wait.
On some like Weird Al Yankovic shit. That's what I thought.
Yeah, I thought that too. But I was like, it's way too skillful to be Weird Al Yankovic.
He could rap though. Yeah, like, hi kids, do you like violence? You want to see me stick? Yeah.
I said the bars, the skills, the talent, the shit, no way, it's a prank, but it seems like a prank. Like Weird Al Yankovic.
But that was the Slim Shady persona. That's what he was going for.
And that's what he was doing.
You have this amazing birthday weekend. You're playing bowling. You meet Slick Rick, Nas, Eddie Murphy. You rub the belly. How do you go from
Steve Harvey calls me a little rapping ass
Steve Harvey calls you a rapper? How do you go from that to Son of a Gangster?
Me and Nas and Slick Rick. Here's the dopest part, bro. Me, Nas, and Slick Rick hung out together, bro. You talking about Slick Rick, the first rapper I ever heard in my life, and Nas, the one who raised me in rap more than any other influence in rap.
Hanging out.
Yeah. We're hanging out together in a circle, hanging out at this party, and Nas down to Slick Rick like this. He's the king, he's the ruler, he's the king, he's the ruler. Yo, to see that live, bro, dude,
it shaped you.
Bro, nobody else gets to see that. Nas going like this to Slick Rick, because Slick Rick's the original storyteller, bro.
Yeah, cuz children's story is fucking
why I did the storyteller song remix,
children's
because
story.
That was my favorite. Yeah. That was my first favorite song ever.
Yeah.
You know, once upon a time, not long ago.
When Jack says Uncle City, that's hysterical, cuz it's the best.
Can you read that? No, I think that was me actually.
Oh, was it you? I thought it was Jack.
It was me. Yeah, it was me.
So,
I did that.
How do you get from that to 16 bars studio recording Son of a Gangster with actual mobsters in the building? You leave California.
Yes. My problem was
remain friends with Charlie.
The reason my whole record deal fell through with Overbrook was I was charged with attempted murder.
Yeah.
Twice. So I told my manager, listen, I gotta go. I'm getting locked up or something. I'm dealing with some shit. Like, this is fucked up. Why don't you sign Rain Man? At the time, he was Rain Man, who's now today RJ Payne. I said, he's my best friend. He's a great rapper. He's got way more material than I do. Because at the time, I was a freestyler. But RJ Payne, Rain Man, had, or Black Rain. He was Black Rain, then Rain Man, now he's RJ Payne. And
is he for real? You're on a mixtape of his when he was under the name Izzy For Real. I wonder if that's where Iz turned into.
I don't know. Nobody knew about that.
But
he didn't
Charlie.
come out. No, because he didn't come out till after me.
Yeah, a long time. And he was Rain Man for a hot minute before he changed. Yeah.
Rain Man first. He was Rain Man first. Then he was Black Rain first. Then he was Rain Man. Then he was RJ Payne. Robert James Payne. And he was a good young man. Loved his mother and grandmother. They raised him as a Christian in the Pascal Projects in Philadelphia. That's where he came from. And he was a construction worker when I met him. He's a hard worker. He's a good dude.
He's a good dude now. He's such an amazing... I just did a video on him. He's such an amazing talent and artist right now. I love that the fact that he's
an amazing soul. He's an amazing heart.
Yeah.
He's a good, deep down inside, bro, he's a good person.
You can tell. Yeah.
Here's what I'm trying to say about Rain Man. I call him Rain Man, but RJ Payne. He had such respect for his mother, grandmother that raised him in a Christian way that he didn't curse. And that's something he didn't do. You know what I mean? He wouldn't even
What
curse.
you mean when he spit?
Yeah, when he rapped, he didn't curse. And I don't even know if he cursed in real life. Like, so Rain Man, RJ Payne, Black Rain, he wouldn't curse in his raps. And he wouldn't even really curse in conversation. He was just a good, hardworking dude. You know what I mean? And he was from the project and he worked his way out. And me and him both ended up at the same studio at the same time at DJ Snot Nose at 65th and Glenmore, right by like Bartram High School and shit, Southwest Philadelphia. So I was from like Elmwood, Lindbergh. He was from Pasco Project. And we both met up there at the basement of DJ Snot Nose, Keith Ford, whatever, basement studio. And we connected. I hit that Beatrice. And then he was like, that's fucking dope. And he's like, I want to collab with you on that song. And he came up with something about a microphone. My shit was about an album and how an album relates to hip hop and music itself, of rap music and a woman. And like, I compared it. It's like an analogy poem. You know what I mean? So he caught on the creativity of that. And he was like, I'm going to write something to it. And he wrote something about a microphone.
That's
we
awesome.
we collabed on that. And then we collabed on some other songs. And we would go to the studio together all the time. And we were pretty close, man. You know what I mean? We had in-depth conversations. It was a pretty close friendship, you know what I mean? And a rap relationship as far as artists go, and like artists' respect for each other. And we both respected each other deeply, you know what I mean? On a deep level. And I respected him in every way, man. You know what I mean? I still do. And I still respect his grind. I still respect his fucking rhyme. And it's crazy part was, so here's how much here's how loyal and how much respect I had. You know, I was getting locked up. I was going to jail. And I said to my manager, Mike, Mike, there's my best friend who's a good he's a great rapper. And his name's Black Rain. You know what I mean? Robert James Payne, you know. RJ Payne now today, but I said, but he's a great talent. And he's got way more material. I even put him above myself, bro. I was like, I don't have nothing. Like, he's got a whole album. He's got albums full of material. I just freestyle. Like, if I freestyle my way to Hollywood,
but that's all I got.
I freestyle that shit. And then I finished my first like full song ever about my dad. I dedicated to my dad, and I cried tears writing it, bro, because it was so intimate to me. And it's still probably one of the best songs I've ever written in my life. But it was my first full-length song I ever wrote, and I finished it in the back of Mike's truck, in the pickup truck. Finished it, the last lyrics to it. You know what I mean? We go to the studio, Manny's studio, Overbrook Records, with the beat brokers and all that. And they named that beat to that song. They called it Little Italy for me, you know. So anyway, back to Black Rain, Robert Payne, RJ Payne, whatever. I told Mike, I said, Mike, I'm going to jail.
Start fucking with him instead. Yeah, my boy.
I said, can you please sign my friend, or like look out for my friend, or, you know, Black Rain. You know, I didn't call him Rob or Robert J or RJ Payne.
Yeah, that was his stage name at the time. Black.
Yeah. That was Black Rain or Rob. I just call him Rob or Black Rain. I was like, can you look out for him, please, and sign him? He's way more talented. He's got way more material. And I was like, he's ready to go. So Mike winds up doing it. I'm in jail. I'm in there with Reese Rolex on D Block, D22, Cell 9, right where I'm in today. Dinner Sport, right where my dinner's at. You know what I mean? You know.
Yeah.
So I'm in there with Reese Rolex, and this motherfucker Ball, bro. This like light-skinned black dude, bro. Ball, I had to box this motherfucker every day in the yard, bro. I had to fight him every day.
Why?
He was retarded, bro. And I just had to do it, because if I didn't do it, then I'd be looked at as a punk. You know what I'm saying? So I fight this motherfucker every day. So I had a black eye. And the CO came and had asked me about it. And he comes up to me, he's like, Esposito, what's up? How'd you get that black eye? I said, I was playing handball in the yard, officer, and somebody backed up and hit me. You know what I mean? And he respected the fact that I didn't rat or like sell out or nothing like that. So you know what he did? He brought me a box of cannolis. He brought Esposito. I respect you. I got you some soul food.
That's awesome.
He brought me a box of cannoli on the jail, bro.
That's our soul food.
Yeah. So anyway, it was a black boxing trainer that came to my cell and looked out for me when I had because he sucker punched my right eye. Like, you had to fight every day, bro. Every day somebody got stabbed.
Yeah.
Every day you're playing cards or dominoes or fucking chess or checkers, and somebody get beat over the head with a broom or stabbed with a shank every day.
That's crazy. So you're in CFCF.
So I'm in there with Reese Rolex. And I know he's with Major Figures and all that, and I rap too, you know what I mean? So me and him kind of rap and we're cool. Me and Reese Rolex were cool, you know what I mean? So I hope he makes out all right, man, with everything he's going through right now. Because me and Reese did time together, you know what I'm saying? Ourselves were like pretty close together. And we busted up, you know what I mean? We chopped it up and everything, and we were cool. Reese's a cool cat. I mean, he's funny and cool. But the Gilly shit and everything, and the gangster shit, the mob shit, didn't happen till way late. And even the Beanie Sigel shit was like stopped up too, because like I met Beanie Sigel when he did the show at the Crockett. He got my demo from a dude named Duber, who was like his manager at the time. And Duber got him my demo, and he heard my demo, and he pulled me right in the Crockett. When he did show at the Trocadero, he brings me in, he puts a Rockefeller pads on my neck. You know what I mean? He gets me in, he pulls me in the back of the backstage where they're all, where all the rappers hang out. And you know what I mean?
A VIP room.
Yeah. It's not even big. It's just backstage. It's just backstage.
Okay.
It's where you can smoke blunts, chill, piss, go to the bathroom, whatever you got to do, eat, whatever you want to do before you get on stage. It's right behind the stage at the Trocadero in Philly. So Beanie Sigel actually personally pulled me into a bathroom, tiny little bathroom, with him, and he closed the door.
I love this story.
Yeah, this story's fucking great.
Pulls me in this little bathroom, man. It's me, him, and Duber in this little tiny bathroom. The bathroom was like 3 feet by 3 feet, you know what I mean? And he's like, man, yeah, hit him with that shit off the CD. And I'm like, all right, man. I hit him with the Son of a Gangster song, the verse 2. Gonna know me when you see me. Be like, there go the boss. That motherfucker's in his Vinnie Laws. Got his rope chain ripped to the floors. And you know that. That motherfucker's looking pretty, of course. Drop $150 on floss, and my rims stay looking like I'm spinning them off. Got the spree wells dipped in the gloss, and that's gangster, and definitely no business of yours. So fuck the feds and the criminal laws, and fuck every time that they kicked in my doors, man. My guns bark like my triggers is dogs. I sick 'em on you, leave you stiff in the morgue, and that's gangster. And when I shoot, there ain't no missing involved, man. I ain't for souls, and I give them to God, man. I put in work and I finish the job. These motherfuckers about to witness the mob, and that's gangster. You know what I mean? He's like, man, that's that shit. That's that South Philly Soprano shit. I'm gonna run that right with Sting P.
Beanie was a genius, but he's just fucking so street, just like me. Yeah. He just keeps fucking up. He just can't help
It's in his own way. Yeah.
Yes, bro. Like when I first got out of jail, and he first got out of jail, he hits me up. He's like, yo, City, where you at?
It's good, Biggie Sigel. Another cat from Philly called Big City. Their main boy was locked up in the feds with white boy, Vicious. Word? The Vicious. Ty and Letty, get it in. Bro, blocking you. Shout out to Big City, I got you.
I'm like, I'm down South Philly. He's like, where at? I'm like, I'm on Warnock. He's like, I'm coming to get you, nigga.
Yo, this Beans, I'm looking for Phil.
Yeah, that too. But more than that is actually when we're on the phone together, and he's like, yo, City, where you at? And I'm like, I'm down Warnock. He's like, I'm right around the corner, I'm coming to get you. We go through them oxys. And I'm like, see, I'm like, that. Nah, bro, like, can we just do the studio? He's like, got plenty of time for that.
Yeah.
Like,
let's get lit first.
He's just probably the greatest. Probably. He is the greatest rapper I've ever heard in my life, especially live. Live talking live, like live in person. You know what I'm saying?
We were saying he ripped the Hard Knock Life tour, the acapella at the end. He murdered that.
Dude, acapella, bro, forget it. And I personally pride myself on acapella. Like I believe I'm way greater acapella because you control everything. The rhythm,
there's no beat that locks you in.
Yeah, the delivery, vibe, rhythm, soul. What's that word called, man? Passion or something. I don't know. It's intention, whatever. And Beans, Mack is the back of that shit, man. And like, it's funny because he comes off as like a gangster, you know what I mean? But he's actually a hilarious comedian.
Yeah.
And so Banks, we're in Fairton Federal Prison. Sigel comes in, he's like high risk. You know what I mean? So they had to keep him in the hole for like a week, because he's high, what's it called? High, I don't know, profile or something like that.
High profile, yeah.
I don't know, something like that. So it took him like a week to come out the hole. We were waiting for him. Me and Woozy were waiting for him to finally get out of the hole and come back in the population. He comes in the population, bro, with a pair of sunglasses on. Sunglasses do not end up in prison. You can't get into a federal prison with sunglasses. And Mack's walking around, Siegel's walking around with sunglasses on.
I love it already.
Yeah, funny motherfucker. And then Woodsy's a boxing trainer. Okay, so they're all Muslims and shit. And Woodsy's like a boxing trainer and shit. He got 2 nephews, Rock and Tiger or some shit, that were like boxers and shit. And he was a boxing trainer, and they're all physical and shit. And so he had Beanie Sigel working out, and me and him, and we're all working out together. And Sigel hid 2 cheeseburgers in his drawer. Bro, no shit, bro. Sigel got caught hiding cheeseburgers. Funny is, this is how funny it is. Woodsy had him working out, running fucking exercises, and he got caught with 2 cheeseburgers in his drawers, bro. They fell out his pants. He got caught. See, and Woodsy
This
was
is
like,
heavy Sigel. This is heavy Sigel at the time. Sigel was heavy at the time. Yeah.
Before he got shot, man.
The bars are still there. He's using AI to spit in the same voice.
Is he?
Yeah. You didn't hear it?
No.
It sounds just like Old Beans.
Miss Old Beans, bro.
He's using AI to spit in like this and give himself something. He's like something you ain't hitting it. Phone on airplane mode. You ain't pinging it. He's got that. He's still got the bar.
He's still the greatest rapper of all time, bro.
But he's using. He knows he needs the voice back.
What people don't know is that Siegel's actually a fucking comedian.
Yeah.
And this motherfucker snuck cheeseburgers in his drawers, bro. While Woody's trying to have him work out in the yard, me and him and Woody were working out, and 2 cheeseburgers fall out of his drawers, bro, and like his pants, bro.
I remember the only time I was with him, you took us to Delilah's. There was a bunch of us there. Rebel, Hoop, I think, me, you met Sigel there. I remember him scooping you up like you were a little fucking kid when he saw you. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because he was a big dude. But so I guess you get out of jail, and that's when you get the apartment in Southwest near us.
What do you mean?
We met on. You had an apartment off of Henslow.
On Standard.
Oh, yeah. So
that was the apartment I was born in. That's a duplex. I was born in that. My dad owns that. I heard it that.
But okay. Oh, okay. So, but you get out of jail, you make your way back to that duplex, and that's when we first met you.
Well, here's what happened, bro. My stepdad was locked up. The feds do RICO law.
Mm-hmm.
They RICO law every fucking thing. They take a mansion in Atlantic City away from him and all his cars and all his property and everything. So now I'm 18, 19 years old. I just graduated high school. And I'm about to have a son. Now it's my job to take care of the family. So I call my aunt, my dad's sister. I say, listen, I need my duplex. I need to take care of my family. So I even take the stripping off the walls in Atlantic City, in the mansion in Atlantic City. I take the stripping and the bordering and all the columns and shit off the walls, and I rebuild fucking Southwest Philly Sandalink place because it was abandoned since I was born. And now my firstborn son's born in the same building, same house I was born in. You know what I mean? And I got a job in a carpet company, a rug company, and I lay rugs in an apartment, both floors. I rug the whole place, discount, do it by my job. Then I get a job in a landscaping company. I plant, and I get mowers and lawnmowers and shit, and I start taking care of the lawn and everything. And I plant flowers and shit. I got a job at a paint company and start painting the walls and everything. So I would work overnight. I'd be working UPS at night from 4 to like 9. And then from 9 to like 6, I'd be working landscaping. So I was working 2 jobs. Yeah. I take care of my family. And I made sure my family had a roof over their head and everybody had a bedroom and shit. You know what I mean? And at the same time, I was walking my newborn son, Phil Jr. You know, it was fucking crazy, bro.
Let's fast forward. Somehow you find yourself driving a U-Haul truck filled with Special K. So you're driving a U-Haul truck filled with Special K, across state lines.
Well, let me explain that. All right. I grew up in an orphanage named Milton Hershey School. Okay. In this orphanage, I met people from all over the world. I lived and grew up with black kids, Muslim kids, Arab kids, Spanish kids, Puerto Rican, whatever, white kids from all over America and all over the world, actually. So,
Really? In
very,
Hershey?
yes, they were from all over the world. Like Eddie was from Palestine, Bethlehem. His mother, he was born in Bethlehem, Palestine. You know what I mean? So, and his mother is from Bethlehem. And they remember growing up in a time where Christians and Muslims and Jews all got along and stuff. There was a good time, and as things changed, but there was a time where they lived at peace. And by the way, Eddie, he had the most special heart, him and my brother Richie, that I've ever known. And they, Eddie's sister couldn't have kids. She couldn't get pregnant, so he adopted her child. And he paid like $50,000 or something to adopt the child. And then they were eventually able to have kids and everything. He bought his mother a nice home up in Hershey, in the orphanage that we grew up in the same town, in the orphanage that she put him in, because she came here from Palestine. Their father was a refugee from the army in Syrian army. He killed somebody or did something that was wrong, and he became like a refugee and a criminal. And so the mother and the family had to flee, and they came to America, and they went to California. And Eddie did everything in his power, so humbly, so beautifully, to like take care of his family. You know what I mean? Whether it was adopt a child, whether it was fucking put a roof over their house, buy them a home, buy them this, do that. He was just a great person. He was just a good person. Now, Kevin was from Detroit, and he was a white boy, and he looked just like Eminem. Yeah, the blonde hair and the blue eyes and shit, and he was from Detroit. And Eddie and him started becoming partners. And like Eddie had such a soft heart that sometimes I would question why he would like friend certain people, because I wouldn't put them in my tight circle.
Maybe like with Sigel, he saw a different side of them.
What?
Like how you were saying, most people think Siegel's like this hardcore gangster, but you saw a comedic side to him. Maybe Eddie saw a different side in these people.
Well, Eddie always wanted to help everybody. Like that's his hope. You know what I mean? So Kevin was diabetic. Kevin went in diabetic shock several times. Kevin was like homeless and all this other shit. And Eddie just saw an opportunity to help a man, or helping another guy. And by the way, we were all wrestling sparring partners. We weren't just wrestlers on the same team. Me, Eddie, and Kevin were in the same weight class. You know what I mean?
In Hershey.
Yes. And I was the team captain, and I had the team most wins and pins. I was the most veteran. I had most wins and pins. I was the veteran. I had more years and more experience. I had more varsity pins than anybody else. I had everything. And my picture was put up in Hershey Ruby Tuesdays. And if you walked in Ruby Tuesdays in Hershey, you would see my picture as soon as you walk through the door, like that. Yacked up.
Nice.
So like I was like a star, because wrestling is bigger than anything out there in Hershey. In Central Pennsylvania.
Still
to this day, yeah.
Yeah.
That's where states are held. So I trained Eddie, and I let Eddie have. All right, so this is weird. This has nothing to do with anything. There's 125 weight class and 130 weight class. So we had wrestle offs. We had to have wrestle offs. It's called a wrestle off, where you challenge the next guy for a weight class. So I beat Eddie. Eddie never beat me in his life. We even had a wrestling match for $100 after high school on the side, where he said first takedown pays $100, and I still fucking won. He's never been able to, and he's the greatest wrestler I've ever known aside from myself. Everybody will tell you Phil Esposito is the fucking greatest natural wrestler. My high school principal would fucking shake my hand and give me high fives in the hallway and be like, "Yeah, keep winning. You know what I mean?" And my coach, our wrestler coach, would go to my teachers and fucking put them in headlocks and be like, he's got to wrestle, right? So you gotta pass this. You gotta make sure he's got the grades he needs, right? You know what I mean? That's how I graduated.
I mean, it's a wrestling town. It's a wrestling city. It's a wrestling school. It is what it is. Like everything is driven by wrestling.
Wrestling is the biggest thing out there. Yeah.
Yeah.
The place.
So,
yeah.
what does Eddie have to do with the Special K?
Oh, let me explain. So
Yes,
Eddie,
sir.
all right, Eddie was a genius from day one. Probably the smartest human being I've ever, like alien level smart. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like Eminem is, like black people think he's alien. Eddie, I still think he's an alien. His eyes are wide apart. You know what I mean? He's from the Middle East. He's from Bethlehem. I think he's an alien still to this day. I love him to death. He's got a beautiful heart. So the only reason I don't think he's an alien is because he has a human heart, you know? But Eddie, they wanted to put him on, David Letterman wanted to put Eddie on his show.
For what? The wrestling?
No. You could say like a word like Philadelphia, and Eddie will alphabetize it in order. Whatever it is. Eddie can instantly repeat that word back to you, no matter how big that word is, in alphabetical order, the letters. So that was like considered a big talent and a gift. So David Letterman asked to have him on the show, and the school said it's too high profile for the school. They didn't want to let Eddie do it. But not to mention, Eddie like won states in wrestling, and he can never beat me. And I trained him. He was my sparring partner. He was my personal sparring partner. I trained him. I made him who he is. And what I said about the 125, 130 class, I beat him out for 125. I could have taken that class and went to states and won states easily, but I let him have it because that's who I am. You know, just like I never ratted on nobody or nothing.
Yeah.
You know,
and how you gave Rain an opportunity.
Yeah.
What's the name? Yeah.
Again, loyalty is like my fucking key, dude. Like, you know what I mean? I'm very loyal and I'm very giving and I'm very selfless when it comes to that. So like, you know, when it came time for me to go to jail and shit, I said, please put Rain in, you know? When it came time for states and challenges, I beat Eddie for that weight class, but I still said, let Eddie have it. You know what I mean? You know, cause I knew I was stronger than Eddie. So if anybody was going to take the 130 pound, I had a better chance than he did.
Yeah. That makes sense.
He couldn't beat me. So I wanted to make our team as strong as it could be as the captain. So I said,
so you go to 130, he does the 125, and you cover both angles.
Yes. Even though I beat him out for 125.
I'm picking up what you're trying.
I said, I think our team is stronger if Eddie takes 125 because I don't think he has a chance at 130.
And he was number 2, right? So if you're doing one, he's got to do the other. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, Eddie got like first and I got like second.
Okay. No, I meant on your team. He was number 2 in terms of capability.
No. Travis Cooper. Travis Cooper is Marlon Cooper. Travis Cooper is Smoking Burt Cooper's nephew.
Really?
Smoking Burt Cooper is the famous black boxer from Philadelphia. And I grew up with him. And he's still to this day my best friend from Milton Hershey.
Really?
You know what I mean? Yeah. He lives in Texas now. He's a black Republican. I love him to death. Every time I have some racist shit on my chest, I just pour it out to him.
Hit him up?
Yeah, and I hit him up and I pour it out to him. You know what I mean? And we've always been best friends. We've always been in the same classrooms. We grew up in the same homes in the orphanage. We've always been roommates and you know, I love him to death, man. I love him to death.
That's awesome.
I love him, yeah. Travis.
So Eddie's a genius. He did something with the Special K. Let's get to that.
So, all right. So Eddie he gets a scholarship for Columbia University. Ivy League, bro. New York City. Okay?
He's intelligent.
That's how smart he is, okay? Ivy League, Columbia University gets a scholarship, full ride. He shows up to the fucking dorm, the frat room, and then he takes over a double-door room, like 2 rooms, knocks down the walls, fucking builds his own fucking condo in this fucking place. So Eddie invests like, let's say, $5,000 day trading on the stock market. It turns into $50,000. Then turns into like $100,000. So he meets this guy, and the guy driving around New York City in a yellow Lamborghini, which catches Eddie's attention. Yeah, listen, I'm getting ketamine and fucking Special K, ketamine and ecstasy from Mexico.
So
Eddie winds up finding.
He goes straight to the plug.
He goes straight to the plug, bro. And that's when he brings me in. He says,
he meets the plug in Mexico, and he brings you into this opportunity.
He says, Phil, I got $10,000 off you off the top, and then probably $50,000 more. But $10,000 just to do the run. Okay? He says, I got the connection in Mexico. Finally met him. I got him. Let's do it. I said, fine. Let's fucking do it. He said, are you willing to run a couple fucking, 1,000 cases of K or, licks across the border? Yeah, I'll fucking do it, bro. $10,000 or $50,000 later or whatever, $100,000 later, I'll do it. Okay. So I do it. So we end up in Mexico for a couple of months. Or we're living there for like 3 months, long enough that I speak Spanish fluently at this point.
Get the cuz how did I not know this? I knew that where it came from. I didn't know you were there for a couple months. Why were you there so long?
Because it took that long to get the job done, dude.
Wait, I thought the job was.
I'll be honest. I had sex with the baddest woman in my life in Mexico, Tijuana. Mexican stripper, bro. You in the strip clubs in Mexico, you take the stripper you want into the fucking closet and you fuck her with a condom on.
Really?
Yo, so I fucked the baddest bitch I ever saw in my life, and then 5 minutes later, an NBA player's fucking her.
It is what it is, guys.
I'm in love. I'm gonna wife this bitch. I'm taking her home.
At least you hit it first.
Yeah, at least I hit it first, bro. Anyway, go ahead.
You're in Tijuana for a couple months.
Yeah.
Now you're ready to come back home with the shipment.
Right. So now my son's birthday, Bill Jr. He's about to turn 2. Okay. He's born in 99. This is 01. Okay. July 01.
Does Allison know what you're doing in Mexico?
Yeah. Yes, we fly Allison and Phil Jr. out to Mexico. Did I tell Eddie? I said, Eddie,
you were there that long? You had to celebrate the birthday in Mexico, cuz?
Yeah. I said, Eddie, you told me it'd take us maybe a month at the longest. This is 3 months. I'm gonna miss my son's 2nd birthday. I ain't willing to do that. You gotta fly my baby mom and my son out here. So he did. So I'm spending time in Mexico with my son and my baby mom.
Little Phil's first birthday was Southwest.
His second
And his second was Tijuana.
Yeah, Tijuana, Mexico.
Does he know that?
He does now, yeah. Joey.
So you send them back home, and now you're in Mexico still with Eddie. You're ready to leave. So you leave. You start driving back across the border. Do you make it across the border?
Absolutely. Whatever wrong we made. And we put everything in our air-conditioned hotel room to keep the liquid cold, because it's ketamine, it's liquid, because they got heat radar sensors and shit. So now, listen, I told Eddie, I said, Eddie, if we're going to do this fucking run, dude, we should do it in 3 different vehicles, because there's 3 of us. And I said, we should pour all the fucking liquid fucking ketamine into the fucking windshield wiper fluid reservoir and other reservoirs, because it's undetectable and it's not in bottles and it's not weight and it's not, it's not easy. If it's in a bottle, it says ketamine, then they know what it is. If it's in the fucking windshield wiper fluid reservoir, they don't know what it is. It's in water. But he didn't listen. And then Kevin was already a rat, because Kevin got caught up in Detroit and Kevin turned state and was rat on us.
So Kevin was there as a government informant.
Yeah, informant. So he was checking in and calling the cops and letting them know where we were.
So the whole 3 months you were already done, because he was reporting the whole thing.
Yeah, but we didn't know that.
But you didn't know. Yeah. So what was his reason for shoot? I think the washer fluid shit was a great idea. What was his reason for shooting that down?
He was just so happy. He's like, I'm so happy that we got all the ketamine in one truck with us together. And I'm thinking the opposite. I'm thinking, I ain't happy about that. That's stupid. We got all these drugs with us together. That's not a good idea. Let's split up the drugs. Let's put them in the fucking compartments where it doesn't look like it's even drugs. Let's get rid of the glass bottles and let's reshape.
Repackage.
Yeah, let's reshape the ketamine industry. You know what I mean? We're the only connection to America. And it's true. Eddie was the only connection to America. Once we got caught with the biggest drug bust, ketamine bust in history.
But man, you brought.
I was on the run for 18 months. The feds only caught up with me because I overdosed on drugs. I was in a coma for a month.
That was it. There was no more ketamine. He was the initial.
I remember Special K was around just for a little bit of time until you guys got caught.
That's why, because Eddie got caught. We got caught with the biggest drug bust, ketamine bust.
Crazy.
in U.S. history. If you Google it,
when I
there's
edit the
actual
video.
video footage and everything. And the cops, they know their dogs can't they can't detect ketamine. They're not trained to smell it, and there's no scent or odor to it. So the cop fucking with his country Kansas accent said, he told his dog, said, I heard him. It was on camera. Because once a dog sits, that means that he detects drugs. And the cop told the dog to sit. And I was like, bro, you just fucking lied. You made that dog. You told him to sit. Because you know it ain't, you know what I mean? I didn't say at that point that you can't detect ketamine. But I just said, you just told him to sit. You just told him to do that. Like, you're lying, you know? So then they got a warrant to pop the lock on the truck and all that other shit, whatever. But Kevin was already ran. That's the reason why we got pulled.
So I was gonna say because, well, but even still, 2 white guys and a cat from Israel in a U-Haul, you're sticking out like a sore thumb. That was a horrible fucking idea. You should have never let him.
Well, first of all, Eddie looks just like me. So,
But still,
you know,
3 Italians coming home from Mexico with a U-Haul truck. How does that look normal?
it doesn't look that bad, Joey. No, I mean, there's a lot of people moving from like California to Kansas and shit. You know what I mean? So, yeah, and with a U-Haul. So that's what we said. We said we were moving his sister from California to Kansas. You know, it wasn't a big deal. It's not a big deal. A lot of people come through that area with U-Haul.
Okay, all right.
Yeah, it's a regular thing. It was just the fact that Kevin was rad.
So, did I ever tell you the story of us finding you there that night at E6? Whoever Rebel had over, as far as they knew, you were in the other room sleeping. So, you're in the bedroom. And you were in your bedroom with the door closed and the lights off. Rebel and a couple guests that he had at the house were in the living room on the couch. And I just stopped by just to hang out. But I was by myself and I didn't call and announce myself. I just took a chance. You know, sometimes you just knock on the door. I walk in and I knew you were living there at the time. So I walk in and I didn't see you either in the kitchen or at the dining room table or in the living room. So I said to Rebel, where's Phil? And he goes, he's in the bedroom sleeping. So I walk in, you're laying flat on your stomach, face in the pillow.
Yeah.
And at first glance, it just looks like you're sleeping. So this is the bed. This is you. You're laying flat with your face in the pillow on your stomach.
Like my face flat down in the pillow or sideways on the pillow?
Flat into the pillow.
Yes, dude, I'm dying, dude. Like, you don't know that?
Now, I did when I walked in, but no one else was checking on you. It was just Phil sleeping in his room. There was no reason to check on you. So every couple of minutes, you would go like this and fall right back down. And your whole body would lift up like a dolphin coming out of the water and fall back down again. I'm not kidding. It was the craziest shit I've ever seen in my life. It was like something out of a Poltergeist movie. I'm serious, dog. You can laugh about it now, but I was shitting myself. I was shitting myself.
Why didn't you do something? I don't know, man.
We did.
That was Jesus Christ keep me alive, bro.
Through me, cause we did. So you're going like this and falling back down. I said, Reb, this motherfucker don't look right. This is not normal. We got to do something about this. We called Richie. We can't call 911 until Richie signs off because of all the legal trouble you had. And that made sense to me at that point in time. But I thought it was just going to be a phone call to Richie. Richie was like, I need to come see him. So Richie drives all the way from South Philly to fucking Atinicum. Richie walks through the front door. He goes, that's what he looked like the last time he overdosed. Get him the fuck out of here. We didn't call 911. We're driving you to the fucking emergency room. Now, at this point in time, I'm the only one who's not high and doesn't have a record. So they dropped me and you off at the front door of the ER and bounce. So I walk you in and I'm like, my friend is overdosing. So they immediately take you away and they need me to check in, like at the triage. So they're like asking me all kinds of questions and I'm just playing as dumb as humanly possible. Like they can tell that I'm not high or drunk, but they're like, what's his last name? So I gave him Antonelli. So it was Philip Antonelli, and I said I don't know.
I thought you said Arabia.
No. So I don't know if I knew Arabia at that point because we became much closer after that. So what's his date of birth? I don't know. What's his address? I don't know. Like we're not that good of friends. I just know his name. He was at a party with us. Something's not right with him, and we took him here. And she's like, "How did you get here?" I'm like, "Other friends dropped us off." She's like, "They just left you?" I'm like, "How many people needed to come in and have this conversation with you right now?" So she knew I was lying through my teeth. She was looking for any loophole to just stroke me. So that was it. That was the whole night. Maybe Richie thought we were all bullshitting, but we weren't. We wanted to make sure Richie signed off. Richie was the only other one in your family that we could have told about that. We needed Richie to sign off before we took you to the hospital. So that's how it went down. I found you. We called Richie. Richie came over and said, take him. And Rebel dropped me and you off at the front door and bounced. And the rest is history. When you woke up from that coma, they arrested you.
Dude, I went in that coma on your birthday.
Yeah. And I remember we would drive by the hospital, and because we had no way of keeping tabs on the situation. Well, look at you with a lunch meat sandwich and a pickle on a fucking everything bagel like a gangster.
How the fuck did you know it's an everything bagel?
Look at you. You can't even look. You're squinting. You can't even fucking cut it with one eye open. Look at you right now. Cause listen, if there's one thing I know besides hip hop, it's fucking food, dog. That's not the only part Rebel played. Rebel and you did a lot of music together. You did the Wankster freestyle, the Hail Mary freestyle. He had you on a couple of his mixtapes. You and I did a lot of music together, tons of freestyles, and you were on some of mine and Poop's mixtapes. But the most, I would argue, the most important part of your musical career was with Jack. So Big Jack.
You did all the videos, and the reason I have anything like to remember, like, you know what I mean?
Substantial to hold on to. The other thing is, like, it was very low pressure for you to spit in my basement.
Yeah.
It was more pressure, even if you handled it well, it was still more pressure to go up to New York. Remember how hard it was for you to get up to New York with Tara and Soph was a baby? Remember she used to suck on the elephant trunk? You had to wet it all the time. You had a bunch of extra ones in the drawer and you had to wet them for.
Yeah, Ellie.
Yeah, Ellie. So it was just hard to get up there, period.
I bought her like 20, and Joey, I was working around the clock.
Yeah. With Timmy, right?
Huh? What?
With Timmy, with the safes? Yeah. So
I had more hours than all the stuff.
Yeah, that's crazy. So, but between the music videos, the official mixtape, the thought and care that went into crafting like the Children's Story remake, the what's the Big L remake? Slang Words or whatever it's called.
Yeah, Philibonics.
Yeah, Philibonics. Reusing the stuff from the Chester studio with that Rockstar guy on the hook. Like Jack put together, I said it in the beginning, I think it's one of the most classic Philly mixtapes of all time. Like for me, when you talk about Philly mixtapes, like I got The Figures up there, I got Public Enemy #1 up there, and I got your mixtape up there. Because like, memories, when you attach a memory to something, especially music, it makes it stronger for you. But obviously there's a great deal of positive memories that come when I listen to your music. But regardless, I still think it stands the test of time. I still listen to it to this day. I know I probably have more songs than you and him put together. But Thoroughbred, The One, Pressure, the Brazen stuff. It's Lights, Camera, Action, or Take Two or whatever.
Yeah.
I think that, you can't. I was so happy when you got connected with him and you took it serious, because you can't talk about your musical career without including Jack, without including the time in New York, without including the material that came out of that. And I can't wait to put
Jack did a lot of hard work, man.
Yeah, tons of it. Like, and he would still like, and then when he did, like, he would put your head on a jail person's body next to Rick Ross, pretending like it was your CO and stuff. Like,
yeah, he did so much editing and shit.
And how about when you flipped? Remember when he was working on when you flipped the coin and then he zooms in on the coin and it's a big city coin and stuff like that. And I loved everything that came out of
Look, my favorite part that Jack
your
ever
time
did,
in New York.
not just the music, but I think back to the story, our first song we did together was still to this day my favorite. But when he did the one video with the dude shining his shoes and dude scratching cheesesteaks and ices and shit. And
that was the first time I had ever seen anybody, because the mark of a good editing video is when they cut it up to the music, whatever the music might be, right?
Yeah.
If it's a Batman movie or if it's a fucking hip hop music video. The mark of a good editor is when they pattern the cuts to the music. But that was the first time I ever saw somebody give us visual cues in motion with scratching. The shoe shine buffer, the cheesesteaks, the water ice scraping.
Yeah.
It was so unbelievable that
It was great, bro. It was great.
and like, how come nobody who ever did a Primo record ever thought of that shit? I've never seen anybody visually match up the scratching with, and there were three things that made sense.
But it matched with the lyrics of the song,
Right.
and the purpose of the song. It was like everybody's hustle. Whether you're making cheesesteaks or shining shoes,
You could be the one. Yeah.
you're the one. You hustle every day of the week.
Yeah.
You know
So,
what I mean?
but
You know,
scratching wasn't on the original version. Just the foresight to say, we need to go find a DJ. We need to add this in, and then take it to another level with the video part of it.
He did that.
Yeah.
I remember when he did. I remember.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I remember.
I can't remember the name of the guy, but he pulled in some guy who was a DJ and a scratcher and shit, and he felt like the need for that, and he did it. But he came up with that, not me.
Yeah.
So, I give Jack a lot of credit. But
No, 100%. He deserves tons of credit. I don't think when people listen to your music, they don't know, like, this came from a time with Sigel, this came from a time with Joey, this came from a time with Jack. But you can see the professionalism trending upwards, or you can hear the professionalism trending upwards from record to record to record to record. And by the time you get to your mixtape, your official like mixtape with all the Jack stuff, it's the best quality and it's some of the best music you've ever made in your life. I understand what you're saying about the chemistry with us for sure, but it was very raw and rough, like around the edges.
And it's coming from Jack, actually. Jack was like, you and Joey just had this great chemistry. You know what I mean? It was so natural, so raw. And I was like, yeah, it was. We weren't like,
we clicked from the gate, dog.
Yeah, we just clicked, bro. We came from the same hood. We clicked. We come from the same fucking nationality, race, creed.
The background was very similar.
Understanding everything about us. Everything about us was just natural, dude. And
remember when did your mom had a second floor apartment in South Philly? And remember the washer and dryer were stacked on top of each other?
Yeah.
And I brought my entire desktop computer, the microphone and everything over there. We put the microphone inside the dryer and you were spitting over the DMX joint.
That was I sprinkle flour on the counter, make a bon appetit. I'm a beat. I hustle everything.
I hustle while the hustle asleep. I'm in the kitchen whipping chickens while my mother's asleep.
Still to this day, you were right. I should have kept that verse.
Yeah, 100%. I don't know what we were thinking.
I regret every day I didn't keep that verse. That was a dope verse.
I don't know. Why did you get rid of it? Why was there even a discussion about getting rid of it?
I don't know, Joey. I don't remember.
There shouldn't have been 4 verses to begin with, cuz, unless you planned on keeping all 4. Yeah, you're nuts.
You were right, though, man. I sprinkle flour on the counter, holla bon appetit. I'm a beast.
3 foods cut with the crease. Gators. Wait, hold on. Beat a hustle while the hustle asleep. I'm in the kitchen whipping chickens while my mother's asleep. If she wakes, I'm faking like I'm making something to eat. Sprinkle flour on the counter, a bon appetit. I'm a beast. The 3-piece cuff with the crease. Gator boots just hover. They ain't scuffing the streets.
A chain hanging like a gin.
I'm a chain. Make a Rihanna sang. I'm a king. Like ML speaking the truth. John Wilkes sharpshooting when I be in the booth. Come on, cuz. All right, that's a good way to end. That's a good way to end part 1. We definitely got to have Jack on. We got to have Rebel on. We got to have Boop and Mush on. Yeah. This is a dope series that we're going to do.
First of all, I love you. Appreciate everything you're doing. You're a genius for doing it. You're an honorable man for doing it. Not just a genius. You know what I mean? It's not even a selfish thing. It's an honorable thing. It's a humble thing. It's like you're giving credit to men that you think was better than you. You know what I'm saying? You see what I'm saying? We're saying the same thing.
Talent, us.
Yeah, so it just shows what kind of person you really are, and you always have been, dude. You always put me front seat, you know what I mean? My whole entire life.
Yeah.
You always treated me like I was the front seat driver, and you always took care of me. You always looked out for me, and I love you for that.
It's already ready, but you knew that. Mr. Boom Bap, like shares, page views by the thousands. Joseph E. Bags, he's bringing back nostalgia.